What up, gamers? It's your favorite fucking Demigod, and I'm bringing you my gameplay of Archero. And I only been playing this game for less than a day, and so far I made it to this top stage of 47. But in this video, I'm going to talk about how I made it, or defeated 1 through 50. So starting off, I always get in the, if I can, I go for the HP boost just in the earlier stages, because if you played before, you know you run into the little angel devil floating thingy. And I always make a deal with the devil, which means I always sacrifice some HP. So the more HP I have, the better survivability I have, because I tend to go for power and survivability, which is, you know, as much HP as I can get. And like I said, I've been playing for a few hours, so I do have some equipment and a few upgrades. Now, I love the shield guard and always go for HP boost, but this invisibility star is, I won't say a must-have, but it's a must-have for me. Being able to go invisible for a few seconds, or like 2 seconds or so. And I believe the cooldown of the ability activating is somewhere between 7 and 10 seconds. I would have to kind of count that. Now, I always go for the left. The right side is always a heal when it comes to the angel, and the angel comes up every like 5 rounds or so. And so if I need HP at the time, I'll go for HP, which is pretty self-explanatory. And if I don't need it, then I take whatever boost the little angel will give me. And with that being said, I actually just did a countdown. So the shield lasts for 2 seconds, and after the shield goes away, there's a cooldown of 10 seconds before the next shield or invincibility is applied. Okay, so now selecting my next ability. Having crit is nice. The rage comes in handy when you're very low HP, but I'm trying to survive with as much HP as possible. So of course I'm going to go ahead and go with the HP boost, so that I can continue my strategy of survivability, which is HP, and power. There was nothing really giving me power there. I only think the crits are necessary when I'm actually hitting at a decent amount of power, because if you don't have, like if you're hitting, if your power is weak and you get a crit off, yeah, it's nice, but crits are only like really deadly when you have, when you're packing power behind it. So yeah, HP for survivability and power. Now every like boss wave, I guess is what you can call this, should be every 10th round, and the boss waves are actually marked by like the little demon head. So if you pay attention to the door, just ate a shot, but if you pay attention to the door, you're actually going to see the little, I don't know, like demon head, or the boss symbol before you enter into the next stage. So if you're not keeping up with what round you're on, which is actually on the door as well, like I'm on, that's the 10th. So I'm only, trying to get past the 10th stage into the next door, right? And you will see the little demon symbol or boss symbol above the door. Now when I spin this wheel, I'm actually hoping for the power up, which I just got there, but at the same time, having money is nice when I need it. And I decided to go with the death bomb there because, you know, when the monsters explode, especially when I have a wave of minions, I like to get as much damage or aerial damage as possible to help clear the wave, or at least weaken or lower their HP, so it's easier to get by. Like with this wave right here, being attacked by the flying bats and these little skeleton minions. So it's like if I can get one down, or if I get them all low, then hopefully the exploding would kill them all in combination, or just, you know, continue to do damage as you just saw there, to continue to lower them and just make it easier for me to clear and get by to the next stage. And the melee rounds or stages are actually the easiest, because all you have to do is kite the enemy, and if you're familiar with mobile games, then you know if you have a ranged attacker, which I do now with the archer himself, then you just continue to run away and attack, which is known as kiting. Now as far as levels are concerned, when you collect enough archery coins, like after every round, you get a new ability and you heal. And for this particular power up, I'm choosing the freeze, because freeze is nice because it slows down whatever targets you hit. So when you're kiting like I am now, it's nice to, you know, to be able to have that time to actually sit back and get off as much damage as you can before actually having to run again. And when it comes to your levels, you max out at level 10. Like I said, I'm not full HP, but I don't need a heal, so I'll go with the Crit Master. which is only minor. So, but you know, having more crits is always a good thing, I guess. No matter if it's a minor crit or like a minor heal or minor power up, it's nice to have. Now I'm gonna touch back on the invisibility star. I see that, like, you know, before the start of the next stage, I kind of do like a little countdown in my mind to know when my invisible shield has worn off and the cooldown number. So before I enter into the door, I let a few seconds tick off so when I come through the next stage, the cooldown will almost be ready to go, just in case I'm in like a bad position and I just need to like rush through. And I just did that now when I let a few seconds tick off from my cooldown. So when I enter the stage, I see where I'm at and run through my invisible star like so. And in stages like these, what I try to, unfortunately, there's like no way to specifically target a monster or minion. So what I try to do is get closer to the actual aerial damages or the aerial damaging minions or monsters if I can, and take them out. That way I can just kite the melee units. And in stages like these, where the exploding bomb, I believe it's the name of that power up, will come in handy. Which is, speaking of, just came in very handy right there. Now, I love the ice circle, but I gotta go with the ricochet. Ricochet, if the enemy or the monsters are close enough to each other, the arrows or my attacks will bounce back and forth like they just did there. Unfortunately, they're too far apart right now. So anything that helps me hit multiple targets, like the ricochet or the exploding bomb, so I like to go for it to help me clear the minion waves much faster, and at the same time, you don't have to just, you're not, what's the word I'm looking for? You're not struggling by targeting one minion. You actually have a way to hit multiple targets at once. Alright, so for this fucking boss, plant, whatever, I wonder if they have like fucking names for these creatures that we're facing. All you do is kite back and forth, try to, you know, see the direction of his attacks and just get to the same point as his attacks are. You can see where they're going. It's pretty self-explanatory. Just left, right, kite, do your thing. And again, for my lucky wheel, I will hope for the flaming arrows. I didn't get it, but like I said, it's not bad getting money, and I'm actually, or whatever the tokens are called. Here it's not bad getting that. I'm going to actually make a video on what I spent my little archery token coins on, so that you can have a sort of an idea on what I think is best to spend them on, so you're not actually wasting your hard-earned archery tokens thingies. And on top of that, I'm a free-to-play player, so I need to be strategic with how I spend my hard-earned grinding currency in this game. But anyway, moving on, my next ability, attack boost poison. Holy touch is not really that significant to me, as if when you hit a minion, it, like the arrow shows, just go left and right. So what I'm actually going to do here is go with the attack boost to hopefully do more damage on my initial attacks. It just, I gotta get out that corner there, but do more damage to my initial attack. And when I'm go down, hopefully the exploding bomb will take effect and start wiping out the minion wave like so. So really what I'm looking for is synergy amongst all my abilities, because each run that I do or that you do, you get like a random selection of what abilities that you will be able to select at that current time. So I got the invisibility star early on, where maybe like in the next go run I won't get it until like mid round or something. So I'm definitely gonna go with the heal here because I took a lot of damage in that last stage. But yeah, if I can do a lot of damage on my initial attacks and get them to start dying quicker and having the exploding bomb and sync with that to do even more damage and hopefully faster clear waves before I get put in like tough positions like I did that last stage, and you know, pretty much just survive better and clear the waves faster. Alright, so moving on, this stage right here seems to be pretty easy. Just let the ricochet do its thing with the exploding bombs. also doing damage. And I'm not really too worried about the melee units, even the little flying around, whatever they're doing, attack pattern units. I'm really more about the rage units here, because those are the ones that make you move the most. And I have found it to be very difficult for me when I'm going against multiple rock throwing units like the big guy that I just took down. And so for this one right here, poison, pierce, or crit master. Now I'm actually going to go with the piercing shots because, like I said, I'm trying to wipe them. I'm trying to wipe out the minion wave as fast as I can. So I got the ricochet arrows. And I also have the exploding bomb along with the piercing. So not only with the ricochet and the exploding effect, plus the piercing to actually hit the mob waves behind it should help me clear the waves even faster. Now I will say that one of the downsides I have known with my strategy of focusing on clearing the minion wave faster is that when I get into these boss waves, my damage is not like insanely high. So for this one right here, my little clear the minion wave as fast as I can strategy will work. But like in the last boss wave when I was up against a little attacking plant, whatever the fuck you want to call it, my damage was just, it was meh. At the same time, my survivability is great, so to each their own when it comes to your strategy, whether you focus on taking down the minion wave faster or doing the insane amount of damage to single target units. And for boss waves like this, or even minion waves in general, being able to not like specifically target a certain minion makes it kind of harder, because if I was able to just single out like one of the what are these? I don't know. These little fucking multiplying creatures. If I was able to single out one of them and leave like one of the big ones alive before they multiplied into smaller units, it would have made it much easier rather than me being fucking surrounded everywhere by all of them. Now I decided to go with the spinning fireball thingies. I forget what you call them. But the flame fireballs is because, as you can see, when they get close to me like that, little minion waves, it's free damage. I can even kite with it, as you can see there. Or if I'm not aiming at that particular target, then hopefully the flame wave, whatever you call the flame ball, will do some damage for me and hopefully get the kill. And that, like I said, everything has to be in sync. So if that gets the kill, I'll also activate the exploding bomb effect. And then these are rails I talked about when I'm up against multiple fucking giant rock throwers, because they just go everywhere. And I'm trying to kite, and then on top of that, being attacked by other units. So I'm trying to avoid these rocks and at the same time kite the minion waves. Okay, for this ability right here, the bolt circle is actually my favorite circle to have besides the defensive circle, but I'm definitely going to go with the wall bouncing arrows here because that's it. If I can get the bounce back for any damage, or arrows just flying around, hopefully if I can hit whatever, just dishing out damage everywhere pretty much. But if you can get any of the bolts, whether it's the bolt arrow or the bolt circle, I'm going to go with attack speed here, I definitely recommend it, because just like the ricochet arrows, the bolts kind of send like a shockwave through all the minions in the area, so it's a very nice ability to have to go up against multiple waves like I am right here. But I chose the bouncing arrows because, I don't know, maybe just a preference thing. I just like, for my, I I think like the power of my arrows. I don't know. I think maybe it just might be a preference thing. I'm definitely going to have I'd rather have multiple arrows flying around. Maybe hit some shit that I'm not even aiming at. But I definitely think that the bolt ability is one of the best abilities in the game. And don't quote me on this, but I believe that the ricocheting arrows, like once it bounces off, will all that come back and hit the target. it hits for about 50% or 60% of your actual damage to that target. But do not quote that, as I'm not for sure. This is me just seeing the damage of the returned arrow when there's not too much going on, when there's not too much chaos going on. I can actually see my initial damage compared to the bouncing arrow off the wall damage. And I have noticed that the further you go, especially for these little guys right here, is the more rocks or whatever their attack is, the more projectiles that they throw. It is for all enemies, including the giant rocks. So finally at level 10 here, I'm getting close to the end. I definitely don't need another HP boost. Attack speed would be nice, but I'm going to go ahead and go with the blaze effect because I'm up against another boss wave. And I'm up against the flying tree, throwing, bridging, whatever. You really need names for these bosses. But anyway, the reason I chose the blazing arrows is because I definitely love the attack speed. But because I'm at this stage of the game, which is stage 40, I would like for my initial attacks to do as much damage as they can. Because if I'm focusing on getting as many attacks off, or trying to kite and move and dodge at the same time, I can only get so many shots off while trying to dodge. So my initial attacks can be as significantly damaging as possible, and I'm still able to kite and dodge. Find it to work better for me than trying to get off a lot of shots and dodge and do that stuff. Yeah. And as I stated, I am being fucking swarmed. So this is a perfect example of what I mean, where I have to constantly move. It's not like I can just sit back and just get off 100 shots or so. I gotta be able to do as much damage as I can within like 3 shots and keep it moving. So it's kind of give and take there depending on what stage I'm on. But that's definitely a perfect example of me having to move and just get off as little shots as I can and do some damage, and hopefully kill off the minion waves or mobs and survive the wave. But with that being said, you do need some speed just to kite. So as long as I'm shooting fast enough to get a shot off and move, I think I'm pretty good. Once I get to the later rounds, it's not like I'm just sitting there getting off a bunch of shots. So as long as I'm shooting fast enough to be able to kite and do damage, I'm fine. And as you can see, there's my little flame arrows with the damage. They burn at about, I don't know if it's like a part of my current power, but they're burning for 43 ticks a second. I'm not sure if there's like 0.5 seconds. Something I would have to test and figure out, or at least just see what the maximum damage is for how many ticks that goes off. So I'm approaching my last angel here because that's stage 44. Then into 45. So yeah, this is my last angel. And definitely going to get a heal off. 5 more stages till I get to the last stage here. And these melee rounds are just way too easy, so this is going to be a sure victory. But I do want to, take out these ranged creatures, because those are what you have to worry about when you're, just kiting melee units. And I accumulated all this HP, and I don't think I ran into the devil once. So since I'm getting to the final rounds, I'm definitely going to go with this shield guard. And how the shield guard works is, as you can see, it rotates around. So when it lines up correctly, or when it lines up properly, it will actually block. Like the shield itself, because you see it's rotating, so the shield itself will have to be perfectly in front of you or to the side of you, or whichever direction the projectile is coming at you to actually block. And it will block all incoming damages. So that means even the boss attack can be blocked as well. So that takes a few seconds to line up in front of me, or to line up in front of me on top of my invincibility star. Taking on whatever the fighter boss is going to be should be significantly easier for me because I have attack and defense, so pretty well balanced in my HP. My survivability is pretty nice as well. Now, what I don't recommend is there's one of the abilities that helps you level up faster. I do not recommend that because every time you level up, you get a HP boost or you get healed. So depending on where I'm at in each stage, the timing of my level up and the healed, well, I didn't level up there, but I think a nice heal. But basically, the timing of the heals or when I need it just lines up better for me. If I let it go, what's the word? If I let it just naturally go, rather than trying to rush my level ups. Now, I could be wrong, but I definitely think that the final boss is like, I don't know, it's like the final stage boss because I never, like, like I said, I've been playing for a few hours, so this is probably my 7th attempt or something. I never seen this boss in stages like 10, 20, 30, or 40, so I think this boss is only here for like level 50, like the final stage boss, because this fucking spitting attack was definitely a surprise to me. I thought he would just go do these little boat, and right there the shield actually blocked for me. I thought he was just gonna do like that little boulder throw that I just got a kite on, but that fucking spin took me by surprise. So right now my strategy is, if I'm close enough, to go ahead and let my little flame balls do some damage, and I'm trying to target the baby rock thrower minions, I guess, because if I'm trying to avoid the boss and avoid his little children, I'm kind of getting overwhelmed trying to dodge every fucking thing. So on top of that, I do got the ricochet bullets, I got the bounce off the wall, and so being able to target them instead of do some damage to the boss as I'm taking significant damage here, it's just enough to, stay survive. Yeah, that was my strategy there. Just not get overwhelmed by the fucking minion waves of the boss, and at the same time have my flaming balls, and the ricochet and effects and everything do damage to him slowly. But that's pretty much the strategy for the clearing out the minion waves. Just fucking have damage flying everywhere. So that's how I beat stages 1 through 50. And in my next video, we're gonna talk about chapter 2, or be beating chapter 2. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Peace.